Hey, how are you? I am Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Fantasy Six Pack to talk about Monday Night Football. The Chicago Bears don't have to go that far. They go a little bit north to face the Minnesota Vikings and kickoff promptly at 8:15 on this Monday Night Football, the last game of Week 12. And we had Thanksgiving Day games, we had a Black Friday slate game, we had a full complement of games on Sunday Night Football, and everything so far in week 12 has been fantastic because it's included, a holiday. We've seen friends and family. Maybe we've won a couple bets. Maybe we lost a couple bets. But hey, I'm not treating this game as what, like put in all the rest of the money that you got and, kind of change your fortune. But Monday Night Football is always something where we can all get together and sit and chill, relax and rest and watch the game. I said all that to tell you that Chicago at Minnesota, it's not going to be as bad and as awful as you think. There's a lot of little storylines in this game, and I'll make them clear as we go along in this one. As I said, Chicago at Minnesota. Right now, the over/under is at 44 total points. Kickoff at 8:15. When you look at Chicago and Minnesota, Chicago's 3-8, Minnesota 6-5. Still looking for the NFC North, or at least some sort of wild card berth for the playoffs. But in terms of this Monday Night Football game, I think it's going to be great. Before I get into Justin Fields and Josh Dobbs and all this, make sure you get to the website at fantasy6pack.net, and when you get there, tell them Beastie sent you. I don't know if my name gets you much. Maybe I should text or call ahead and say, hey, you might get a whole lot of people that are coming to the website wanting to use my name dropping to get a percentage off. Maybe since it's Christmas soon, it is what it is. But when you get there, look around and see what premium package is right for you. I know without a doubt the cheapest one is $9.99, and you can use it. You can gift it away to friends and family who are into seasonal fantasy football and even hockey and basketball, DFS and sports betting. Everything that you need is right here. And again, this website, fantasy6pack.net, has the best collection of fantasy football rankers I've ever seen in my life. You can see all the little, the pictures and the awards that they've won. So this is where you're going to want to be as the season gets down to the nitty gritty. All right, let's talk about the football game. Chicago, Minnesota. Let's just start with Justin Fields. Quit with the fooling around. Fields at Minnesota. Minnesota's 20th overall against opposing quarterbacks on FanDuel. Fields is 6'5". On DK, he's 11-2. And Yahoo, he's $36. I have Justin Fields, 19 to 20 completions, 215 to 220 yards. I have him to throw one touchdown pass, but I have him to throw an interception as well. On the yardage carrying wise, he's going to take off 10, 11 times and hang 55 to 60 yards there. So Justin Fields, absolutely in play. I mean, that would be silly, but again, I have to say that kind of thing because if I don't, I get emails or texts saying, well, I watched the video and you didn't seem really high on Fields. Are you completely fading? There's a time and a place to fade quarterbacks, and I'll let you know when we get to that point. When you look at the Minnesota quarterback, Josh Dobbs has been this revelation that we might talk about for years to come, depending on the outcome of the Vikings at the end of the season. But for this game only, playing against the Chicago Bears 28th overall against opposing quarterbacks. So I think Dobbs is going to have a nice night. FanDuel 15.5, DraftKings he's 10 grand, and on Yahoo he's 31 bucks. I have Dobbs 21 to 22 completions, 215 to 220 yards, a touchdown pass, and also an interception. Same as Justin Jefferson. When you look at Dobbs on the ground, though, 5 to 6 carries, 25 to 30 yards. So of the two, I would prefer Justin Fields, but it's not as far as one would think. When we get to the running backs here, if any of you are watching this now that had watched Sunday Night Football video, I thank you for that. And I'm trying to get this, get more dialed into the video, right? Just give you the players, the projections, where I'm going, what I'm thinking, and boom, we move on from there because long gone are the days of 20, 30-minute videos. No one wants to sit through a video that's long anymore. So I don't want to be left in the dust as an old head who's just no one's watching his stuff because it's too long. So let's talk about about running backs, Khalil Herbert, the rookie Roschon Johnson. Where are we going? To be fair, both of them are in play, but let's talk about Herbert briefly at the Minnesota Vikings. Herbert, 11 grand on FanDuel. On DK, he's 6'8" and 18 bucks on Yahoo. The Vikings right now, 6th overall against opposing running backs. That's pretty good, but I have Herbert, 15, 16 carries, 65 to 70 yards on top of 2 to 3 receptions for around 20 to 25 yards. Herbert is going to be in a majority of my lineups. And when we look at Roschon Johnson, he looks to be 7.5 on FanDuel, 3 grand on DK, $12 on Yahoo. 5 to 6 carries, 20 to 25 yards, and 2 to 3 receptions for another 15 or 20 yards. When we look at the Minnesota Vikings running backs, it's got to be all about Alexander Mattison, right? And Ty Chandler has been getting some carries and some receptions. He's been handling his business as well. Let's start with Mattison briefly. Chicago right now, 24th overall against opposing running backs. Mattison 10.5 on FanDuel, 7.4 on DK, 15 bucks on Yahoo. I have Mattison 15 to 16 carries, 60 to 65 yards, and a reception or two for another 10 yards. When I look at Ty Chandler, 8.5 on FanDuel, 5.8 on DK, 15 bucks on Yahoo, 8 to 9 carries, 40 to 45 yards, 2 to 3 receptions, around 20 to 25 yards. So to me, when it comes to the running backs, it's all about Herbert and Mattison. And I have my notes here, which are basically a script in a way, but I will be sure to share these after the video is out right before lock, because I have some about 5 sample lineups I built and I mixed and matched, and I think they're very good, and I want everybody to see them and to use them. So just letting you know, once the video is out, the notes will follow. When we look at the wide receivers here, one thing I will say, Justin Jefferson will more than likely not play in this game, but he is very close to making a comeback here, right? He's been, from all the reports I've read, he's been, doing some drills and hanging with the team as they're practicing, things along those lines. So Justin Jefferson will be back. It just will not be tonight, unfortunately. So in turn, who's the biggest game in town? It's DJ Moore. DJ Moore's been a stone cold stud as of late, and that's thanks to Justin Fields being active in getting him the football. The Minnesota Vikings, 24th overall against wide receivers. DJ Moore, 14 grand on FanDuel, 10.4 on DK, $21 on Yahoo, 8 to 9 targets, 5 to 6 receptions, 75 to 80 yards. DJ Moore is going to have a healthy and an active night here. Mooney, Tyler Scott, Equimini St. Brown, none of them are really moving the needle much for me. If I were to pick, it'd be Mooney, 4 to 5 targets, 2 to 3 receptions, 35 to 40 yards. On the Viking side of things, in terms of receivers, it's got to be all about this rookie Jordan Addison, but they have KJ Osborne, who's been very respectable and dependable, if I might say, in Brandon Powell. But when we go back up to the rookie, Addison, Chicago, 16th overall against opposing wide receivers. Addison, 12.5 on FanDuel, $24 on Yahoo. When you look at Addison, 7 to 8 targets, 5 to 6 receptions, 55 to 60 yards. That yardage total, that 55 to 60 yardage total, that was just that's kind of I don't want to get too crazy. I don't want to be laughed out of the business. But when you look at it, 55 to 60 yards, I'm going to tell you now, I think Jordan Addison has a chance at around, more likely around the 80 to 85 yard receiving mark. So I just wanted that to be said before we moved on. KJ Osborne, 8 grand on FanDuel, 5.6 on DK, 14 on Yahoo, 4 to 5 targets, 3 to 4 receptions, 35 yards. Brandon Powell, same thing, just about 30 yards. When we get to the tight ends, right? Cole Kmet, Robert Tonyan, TJ Hockenson, Josh Oliver. It's all about Kmet and TJ Hockenson. And when this video is out and as the day kind of progresses, you will know where my head is at with these guys and the way that I'm mixing and matching them in my DFS lines. Let's start with Cole briefly. Minnesota, 15th against opposing tight ends. 10 grand on FanDuel, 6.2 on DK. Kmet, 5 to 6 targets, 4 to 5 receptions, 45 to 50 yards. I think that is that's safe, right? That's what I'm doing here. These projections are kind of on the safe side, and you saw when I talked about Addison, screw being safe. I got Addison, 80 yards, and when it comes to Kmet, I could see him getting a 60 or maybe even 70. Rob Tonyan, we're going to skip over him to get to TJ Hockenson. This guy has been an absolute monster target hog, however you want to put it, for the Vikings, and rightfully so. The dude can ball, and he's a gladiator, man. The games that I've watched him play as of late, he's seeing 10, 11 targets. His ribs are busted. His hands are all gnarled up. But he gets the football. He puts a hit on the defender. He gets back up. The guy's in pain, and then he goes and does it again. I mean, TJ Hockenson is a real man, and I have no qualms saying that out loud. Chicago 13th overall against opposing tight ends. Hawk 8 to 9 targets, 7 to 8 receptions. I'm thinking around 80 yards is around where TJ is going to be. And I'll tell you this as well. Chicago, they're giving up the 4th most pass yards to opposing tight ends. So TJ Hockenson is going to have a big night. And so for you to put him in the MVP captain spot, that would be a great thing. But we have to know there's 100,000 other folks out there that are going to do the same thing. So it's where we're going to, what we're going to do in our flex spots that makes the difference. When we get to the DSTs, not much around here. To be fair, I would prefer the Minnesota Vikings DST just based on what they can do getting to the quarterback. I have the Minnesota Vikings 4 to 5 sacks, an interception, and a fumble recovery. So Minnesota 9-5 on FanDuel, 4-4 on DK. When we look at the kickers, nothing stands out. I have Santos 2 for 2 extra points, 2 for 2 field goals, and I have Greg Joseph 2 for 2 extra points, 2 for 2 field goals. Nothing crazy going on there. That is it. Let me give you some recent betting trends. I'll give you the final score, and we'll get the heck out of here. The Chicago Bears are 5-13-1 against the spread their last 19 games. Right now, Chicago's 1-9 straight up their last 10 games on the road. Chicago's on the road tonight. That's bad news. They could wind up being 1-10 their last 11 on the road if it holds to form. The total has gone under in 4 of the Bears' last 6 games. When you look at Minnesota, they're 6-0 against the spread their last 6 games. And also, the total has been under in 7 of Minnesota's last 9 games. So, Chris, where are we going? Tie this thing up in a bow, as you always say, and get us out of here. I have the Chicago Bears to win this one by a field goal. Final score 24-21. We're in for a treat, as I said at the beginning of the video. Chicago, Minnesota. Throughout the day, people are going to be I'm not going to watch that. I'll watch Monday Night Raw. I'll do something else. I'll go whatever. Make sure you watch this game because it is going to be good from start to finish. And given the final score, Minnesota will have the ball late in the 4th quarter, a couple minutes left in the game, going down the field. All they would need is a field goal to tie this thing up, a touchdown to win this one. But Minnesota will come up short as Chicago wins this one, 24-21. So be good, be safe, and look for bottom of the barrel quarterbacks for Week 13 out tomorrow on Tuesday. Be good, be safe, and I will see you very soon. Thanks so much. You guys have been great. All the support. Love you. Talk to you.